Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast presented by FanDuel. It's Tuesday, February 10th, 2026. I'm J.E. Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, Tass Mellis.
Today I am Tardy Tass.
Next to him, it's my top shot hot boy, Trey Kirby.
Ayo. Ayo.
And over yonder, making the magic happen, super producer, JD.
Hello.
There he is. Here we are. What happened out there? A lot of traffic? Or you?
It's all on me. It's on me. It's
okay,
on me.
You just left late?
Yeah. Well, yeah. A lot of traffic.
Well,
there was a lot of There's both. It's both. Okay. It can always be traffic and me leaving late. But I always leave late.
Oh. So you always leave late in hopes that the traffic is very light.
That's just how I'm wired, man. Okay. I push it to the max.
On today's show, we're going to talk about fight night in the NBA. We're going to talk about who's going to replace Steph Curry in the All-Star game. And Giannis jumps in bed with a prediction market. We'll unpack that. But first, another day, another wedgie. And this one, again in Portland, the fifth Blazers wedgie of the season, and it's newish Blazer, Vit Krejci, John Hollinger's boy. Sticking wedgie 46 on the three-point attempt there, and we are on pace for 67, so it's just great. I don't think we've ever seen a number that high when it comes to the wedgie pace at wedgietracker.com.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
What's going on? What's up with all these wedgies? All sticking a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, honestly, you can thank the Blazers and Kings for... I don't know, a quarter of these almost.
Very many,
They've been involved in a ton. Mm-hmm. I don't know what's going on in Portland or Sacramento.
I went and looked at old pictures of backboards from the 2024 season to see if they added an extra piece of rubber around the place where the rim attaches to the glass. I don't think they did, but there needs to be a reason for this. It's too frequent right now. It's freaking me out.
Okay.
It's funny because I was thinking that too. That little plastic piece. Right? It's almost just like this. It's bright orange.
Is it bigger? I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, look.
No emergency pod last night for this wedgie.
Emergency pod.
So we didn't have one for Vit Krejci being traded, but I thought we should have one for this particular wedgie. It almost triggered me.
All right, let's get into, again, some of the wrestling last night. We start with Cade Cunningham and the Pistons hanging on to beat Charlotte 110-104. The game was very entertaining, snapping the Hornets' 9-game win streak in a game that included a fight and 4 player ejections. We also had Charles Lee ejected in the fourth quarter. This felt like a playoff game here in mid-February. Yeah. These teams were going at it. We might get this matchup, potential 1-8 matchup in the postseason. But we have the B-roll here. It was midway through the third quarter when Jalen Duren was fouled hard by Diabate, and the two are going to go face-to-face Grisham style. Appear to butt heads. I mean, they butt heads here. And then Duren smushes Diabate in the face, and that really ignites the confrontation. That just super pissed off Diabate. He's going at Duren. He's throwing a punch or two. And then Miles Bridges is going to get involved. He threw a couple punches, hit a lot of air on them. Duren retaliated at one point with a punch of his own. And then just sort of when you think it's all over and they've got the guys all pulled apart. Okay, Diabate, you get back there. Good job, Concaniple. Here comes Miles Bridges, trying to get at Duren again, throwing that punch, and Isaiah Stewart then leaves the bench to confront Bridges. And man, he came in hot as hell. Look at Duncan Robinson there, just rolling his eyes.
That's awesome.
Not getting involved. So after it all was done, Diabate, Bridges, Duren, and Beef Stew all ejected. And I'm guessing we're going to get some suspensions coming our way here over the next day or two. James Jones is going to be a busy boy. Any predictions on who gets suspended and how many games for these guys?
Well, I think Jalen Duren and Moussa Diabate should get an equal number of games. They're both a big problem in this one. Mm-hmm. Whether it's 4 or 5, I think it should be fairly high.
Whoa.
Yeah.
For those two,
you have 4 or 5. Specifically. Those guys, the other guys will get suspended as well, Isaiah Stewart and Miles Bridges. But these two guys were forehead to antlers, I suppose. And Jalen Duren was the guy who initiated it by slapping that moose. If he doesn't slap him, then doesn't get started at all. No,
Is it a slap or a smush?
Yeah, whatever it is.
Hand to face.
Hand to face. If he doesn't do that, then Moussa Diabate isn't set off. Now, all the
Well, you don't think Moussa pushed his antlers a little harder than Duren did when they were forehead to forehead?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that is true. It's difficult to say who gets most games.
But you
I
think
that
those two should get equal amount of
They're
games?
the ones,
Whether
yes.
it's, I guess you're saying 4 or 5. I think it actually will be a little less for those two.
I don't know, because they get punished because it lasted so long. Just the entire event.
Yeah.
It was extended.
Yeah. And Diabate was the one who extended it.
Yeah.
He was going at Jalen Duren. Jalen Duren is a great dancer, I think. I mean, he dodged that first one with an upper body movement. And then the footwork for that second movement. He should be in the dunk contest. I thought he was in the dunk contest. He looks very healthy. That dancer looks very healthy. But either way, it's those two guys. Those are the both.
Okay, well, if you have those guys at 4 or 5 games, then how high are you going for Beef Stew, let's say, who has a history of obviously sort of fighting guys and wanting to get into it and has a lengthy suspension history.
Yeah, and I think I bumped those guys up a little bit because Isaiah Stewart definitely needs to get a significant number as well. I think he gets 3 for leaving the bench in this case.
Okay. So you actually think, I'm fascinated by it, you think Diabate and Duren get more games suspended here than Beef Stew for leaving the bench and having a history of this?
I may be going high with those the initial 2, but yes, I do think they get the highest. They should get the most. They are the ones who initiated it. It did take some time for Isaiah Stewart to get going. He was watching for a long time. He was watching the whole thing happen.
Couldn't resist.
But then something triggered Miles Bridges win at Jalen Duren, and then he went and defended his boy, defended his teammate, got out there. It was very funny to see when the referees announced who got tossed from the game. Isaiah Stewart had his hands under his shoulder straps, and he gives a little thumbs up while his thumbs are under his thumb. He's like, yeah, I deserve that. I deserve to get tossed. But all 4 get some form of suspension, that's for sure.
You agree with that, Trey?
Yeah, I think everybody will be suspended because, I mean, there were multiple punches being thrown around. I kind of think Diabate and Beef Stew get the longest suspensions. Stewart's already been suspended for 3 games for fighting Drew Eubanks before a game, right?
Yeah, he punched Eubanks in a parking lot.
Yeah.
That was that one.
Yeah, that was a 3-gamer.
Then he chased LeBron once upon a time. He also got into it with, was it DiVincenzo or something? He's got a couple
He's got a lot.
Yeah.
I bet he's like 5 games.
Okay.
The first thing this made me think of was the Nuggets versus Knicks fight from a million years ago. Mm-hmm. Melo got a 15-game suspension for that. But it was coming kind of on the heels of the Malice at the Palace. You know, it was also the David Stern era. He had a heavier hammer, certainly, than Adam Silver does. But yeah, I don't know. I do feel like Diabate and Duren both escalated it. I think Beef Stew certainly escalated it. And unbelievably, I think Miles Bridges is going to get the smallest suspension of everybody here, which is just a joke when you consider this guy's past. But this was like a legitimate brawl out there. You heard of Bad Bunny, but what about Mad Moose? This was great to see. I don't really blame anybody. You know, that was a hard foul by Diabate. Him and Duren were beefing with each other. They both stuck up for each other. And then other guys stuck up for their teammates. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. This was a good fight. I like this fight.
I'm trying to think how many games these guys are going to get here. I hear you on the Diabate. Like, he's the one that really wanted, like, he kept going that entire thing. Glenn Knipple was trying his hardest at the end there to, like, calm him down because he was really worked up. But yeah, we've seen guys, like, hard fouls. I was watching this entire game, and I tweeted before halftime, I was like, man, this game is entertaining as hell. Like, this is fun as hell right now. Because it was getting a little chippier at the end of the first half. At the second quarter, Brandon Miller had a hard foul on Jalen Duren. But you could hear the guys out there like, everybody's all right. Everybody's all right. Tobias Harris was out there, I don't know, policing a little bit. But they were telling the refs, like, hey, hard foul, we're all good. But you could sense it brewing a little bit. Now, I didn't see this coming, of course. But, man, it was like, hard foul, that happens. Guys come head to head, pushing and shoving, whatever, that happens. But then it just kept going, and really Bridges obviously reigniting it. Beef Stew coming off the bench. Like, I think Beef Stew is going to get penalized quite a bit here.
Oh, big time.
The leaving the bench and having the history of all this. Really, and like, yeah, he's sticking up for his guy, but they're going to be like, we can't have this happening. We've told you this a million times. So I think he's going to get the most severe punishment in the end. What is that, though? Yeah, I have it somewhere between 5 and 10 games, I guess, for Beef Stew. I think it'll be pretty
10?
significant. I think more 5. I don't think Diabate and Duren are going to get 5. I think it's going to be more in the 3 range or something like that.
Yeah.
And the Bridge is probably around there too. But I think Beef will get the harshest penalty here.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Isaiah Stewart because we watch these games and he has calmed down. Through the first 40 games of the season, considering his past, he looks like a different player. It looks like he has learned his ways. And it took him a long time. Again, it took almost a couple minutes of Diabate running around everybody. It was like 60 seconds. And then finally he decided.
Oh, he took offense to Miles Bridges.
Yeah, going
That's
at Duren.
what Beef Stew did. Yeah. It's like, okay, it's over. They've separated everybody. And then for whatever reason, Bridges is running at Duren again and tries to punch him again. And then Beef Stew is like, okay, see you later.
Yeah.
I'm getting in on this one.
But he went back to his old ways. He went back to his ways of going at LeBron. And I guess and I had forgotten about that one in the hallway or the parking lot.
Yeah. He got 3 for that one.
Yep.
And he's done some other pushing and headlocks and such, and he's gotten game suspension. That's why I say 5 to 10. I'm not saying because of this incident, but I just wonder how much Silver and James Jones and the league are like, because of the history of it all. And like, okay, they keep adding on to it in that sense. That's why I have him getting the most, not for really what he did last night. But man, this was hot.
I think he's a 5er. But 10's probably a little much. We haven't had a double-digit suspension since Knicks Nuggets, and that was 20 years ago.
You guys are fairly accurate. I think the ones who caused the worst scene were Diabate and to a lesser degree, Jalen Duren. As far as what we're watching, as we're watching it here on YouTube once again, what made the headlines, it was the Duren slap/smush, whatever you call it, and then the running around to Diabate. Those are the ones that stand out rather than Isaiah Stewart.
Yeah,
much,
but
to me.
The league generally, guys
the
fight all the time.
reputation,
There's hard fouls and they come head to head. These guys are huge guys. That happens all the time. It's like they really want to cut down and penalize the Miles Bridges and the Stewarts for re-instigating it and really kicking off into the crowd, Diabate falling into the crowd and all that. That's what they really want to avoid, in my opinion.
I hear you.
And penalize.
But we also don't see a mad Moose like that. Have you ever seen a Moose that mad? I mean, that guy was scrambling for minutes.
Yeah, he was going for a long time.
He was going nuts.
Yeah, the staff on his team had to work extremely hard to get him off the floor. It took literally, I watched real time. It was almost 3 minutes of them being able to get him down to the hallway. So that's a big part of it. And I'm Canadian, and I've never seen a Moose that mad. Ever.
If Jalen Duren, let's say he gets suspended, 3-4 games, whatever it is, 2 to 4 games, do you think the All-Star game should count for him serving his suspension? And on top of that, in theory, his team in the All-Star game could play 3 games. Should they all count? Because Cade Cunningham is on his team, I believe, in the All-Star team format here. And he could really try and win and get to the final if it counted for another game that Duren would then miss.
I think, they're not full games, right? They're only quarter games.
They're only quarters.
So they should count only as quarters.
Oh, damn it.
But they can add up. Okay. They can add up. He could get a 0.75 games off of his suspension by not playing in the All-Star game.
I think Jalen Duren should be forced to go in the dunk contest. Because
that's his punishment.
Because initially it was publicized he's going in. That was a press release. They said he was going in. And now he's going to be super mad dunking that ball. It's good for all of us because he's going to be a mad dunker.
Okay, my final prediction here. Jalen Duren, 2 games. Diabate, 3 games. I think he maybe does get a little bit more now I think about it because you guys are talking about how insane he went. Bridges is the question mark to me. I mean, he's a piece of shit, so let's give him 3 games too. And then I'm going to go Beef Stew. I will go 5 games.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going. Okay. James Jones, tell us when you're ready. Come on and talk about it.
My final prediction, excuse me. Let me start at the top. My bad. Duren and Diabate, 4 each.
Okay.
Stewart 3, Bridges 2.
Okay. And Trey,
I'll go
get it on record.
Beef Stew 5, Diabate and Duren 3, Bridges 2.
Okay. Let's hear from you here.
Get your picks in.
As for the game itself, let's talk a little bit about it.
Man,
I mean,
that sucks because it was a good game.
Yeah. And I actually respected Hornets coach Charles Lee getting ejected too, later in the game.
Yeah.
It was in the 4th quarter. It was over a bogus call where Grant Williams got called for a charge, even though it really wasn't at all. And then he went nuts. He had to be restrained. But I thought it was specifically like they were down by like, I don't know, 10 or so around there, games, getting close to crunch time. He's like, let's give this a go here and see if it'll rally the boys. And it sort of did. Like they got back into the game. So I appreciated that. But Cade Cunningham down the stretch, big play after big play. TK, he didn't shoot the ball all that well last night, but monster line, but he sort of refused to let the Pistons lose, I thought, this one.
We've seen this a lot of times from Cade Cunningham and the Pistons, where he just is their entire team, basically, in the fourth quarter. And, he's got a good matchup, I feel like, against the Hornets. They don't just have a big physical guy who can guard him. Some mistakes down the stretch, I thought, from Sion James were kind of killer for the Hornets as well. But it almost worked out nice for the Pistons, losing two of their top big guys, because Paul Reed came in and went insane. And it was like the guy who would have been the perfect matchup for him on the Hornets would be Diabate, a quicker guy who can like stay with him athletically. He was kind of running circles, I thought, around Kalkbrenner out there. So he went from a guy who was just chilling on the bench. He probably sees the fight happen. He's like, Beef, you gonna do anything about that? Next thing you know, he's finishing out the game and playing really well.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, he had 12 points, 3 boards, all on the offensive glass, and 2 steals in 18 minutes. That's B-ball Paul there.
Yeah, Charlotte picked him from deep on the bench to shoot the free throws that were needed after everybody was ejected, and he missed. Did he miss both? He definitely missed one. He didn't look good releasing that. I think he missed both, and then he went to the corner and splashed a 3 and had a really good game after that. It was surprising, but we saw the Pistons' depth in this game. Like I thought Duncan Robinson. He hadn't hit a 3 until after the altercation, but he started hitting 3. Well, he hit that 1 3. He literally hit 7 2s in this game. That's surprising.
Yeah,
Duncan Robinson. Yeah,
we had a dunk.
Yeah, he looked quick getting to the rim. So you saw great depth from Detroit in this game.
Any other notes on this game or the fight? I have one funny tweet I saw from the Mr. Marcus, who tweeted last night. Isaiah Stewart being 24 is crazy to me. Dude looks like and acts like he's been laid off from a Ford maintenance job in Detroit. That made me laugh. He's 24. Wow, he looks like an older gentleman.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. Pistons now 5.5 games above the Knicks and Celtics in the Eastern Conference. And this really is, again, the fight gets all the headlines, just like we talked about here. But awesome game. And I hope we see these teams in a first-round series. I hope the Hornets get into that 8 seed. And they very well could, the way they're playing. And we potentially get this matchup. We had another fight, too, just quickly. We had Naz Reid and Mo Gay getting tossed in an altercation between the Hawks and Wolves. It was more of your classic NBA fight.
Yep.
It was Naz Reid, and I guess both of them, they just would not let go of the jerseys. And a real hockey fight, the way they were holding on to the jerseys. Especially Naz Reid had a grip on that thing.
Yeah, it was a stick glove shirt from Naz Reid. He had a real good grip on Mo Gay. I love like a stretched out basketball jersey. Makes me think of Ron Artest Palace at the Palace. I think maybe Jared Jeffries had a crazy stretched out shirt during the Knicks versus Nuggets brawl. These things, they look like very tight. And then as soon as they get grabbed, it's just like a massive V-neck. But I think Naz Reid didn't he just like get in a fight with Chris Dunn as well? Like they were kind of butting heads.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess he's their tough guy.
Yeah.
Rudy gets in some fights as well, I suppose. But it was a pretty solid performance, I thought, from the Timberwolves, all things considered.
I also like a stretch jersey. I think that was what initiated was the inspiration for our segment on the starters, where we did a jersey rip. I mean, those type of fights.
The inspiration, I guess, was guys just ripping it, and we're like, wow, they're making it look like it's paper. It's not that easy to rip. And then we tried it, and it's not that easy to rip.
No.
was it Blake Griffin?
I
feel like it was Blake, but it was. I guess Lee was ripping an OJ Mayo jersey. Either way, if you watch some of the footage, Jock Landale it was just standing there.
Oh, yeah.
He got the worst of it.
He did.
He got the cat scratch across the neck.
Yeah.
He was literally bleeding, but nobody else threw a punch. This was just a hockey jersey grab.
Yeah.
And that's all it was.
Can't imagine suspensions are coming for this one. They got tossed.
Those are fines.
Yeah. Exactly.
Especially when the headlines and the footage is that other fight.
Yeah, they picked the right night to sort of do it. James Jones like, I'm busy. I can't get to that one. Just, I don't know, find him a little bit or something. Let's talk about some other games. Donovan Mitchell, James Harden rally the Cavaliers to the 119-117 win over the Nuggets. James Harden, TK, huge step back three on the side. Donovan Mitchell got some free throws at the end, drew the foul, blocking foul, on Jamal Murray. Got him to the line there at the end, but he had a great game. Thoughts on the Cavs beating the Nugs?
I'm ready to be hurt again.
Oh man, don't do it.
A Cavs team that can't get over the hump. They said, who do we need? James Harden. He's going to lead us to the promised land in the playoffs. He hit some massive shots in the first game against the Sacramento Kings, and then Harden was great in this one against the Nuggets. In the fourth quarter, Harden had 4 assists, hit the game-tying three-pointer from the corner. Classic Harden, between the legs 100 times, step back in your face. I thought it was also pretty important and nice for the Cavs to see that the comeback was really led by Harden with Mitchell on the bench. Mitchell checked out for his rest in the fourth quarter. In 3 minutes, the Cavs went +6. It was a 2-point game when he came back. Harden was setting the table during that time. He's just hit-ahead passes to Jalen Tyson were looking nice, and even on the last Denver possession, he got switched onto Jokic, stood him up long enough for Jared Allen to come help. They helped off Tim Hardaway Jr. They say, you can make as many threes as you want. We do not think you're making one when it actually matters. Jokic turns the ball over, and the Cavs were able to close it out because of a pretty bad foul, I thought, by Jamal Murray. Mitchell was good in the fourth quarter as well. He had 4 points, 3 assists. That spin move he did on the right side, kept the ball in his right hand the entire time. That looked really gorgeous to me. But yeah, I mean, I've been made to look a fool many times by James Harden, and it's been a while. It's been a while since he's made me look like an idiot, but one more good fourth quarter performance, and I'm in. Yeah, I'm ready. It ain't game 7 yet.
Yeah. Especially in the Eastern Conference. I think that's a
Very
point.
true.
Yeah, just because it feels like any team can do it from the top 4. If the Pistons got there, would you be surprised? If the Knicks got to the finals, would you be surprised? If the Celtics got there, Tatum's coming back, would you be surprised? Or if this Cleveland Cavaliers team did it, would you be surprised? Yeah, somewhat. But because the door is somewhat open and James Harden is opening that thing, hasn't even had a practice with his team, just wins these last 2 games of a road trip, which I thought the Nuggets were just out-hustled in that fourth quarter. When they were up 11 points, there was a couple threes. Christian Brown just left Jalen Tyson on that first one. He just didn't scramble to him. Christian Brown just should have got out there. Wide open 3. Then Sam Merrill, their 3-point shooter, was 1 pass away from James Harden because Christian Brown was doing a soft double on James Harden. Well, it didn't make any sense to me. 1 pass, bang, that 3 hit. Christian Brown looked great on the other end. 4 threes for him. Great stuff. That's his best 3-point shooting game of the season, no doubt. He went from 20% at the 3-point line to 25% in one single game, because he went from 7 of 35 over the season to 11 of 44 now. But the Cavs hit 6 threes in that quarter. That's a lot of threes. 3 offensive rebounds that the Nuggets gave up. It was a hustle thing. And then, yeah, Harden splashed that 3 with 30 seconds left, which was monstrous to tie them up. And then
they got the stop, and then they pushed it in transition, and Jared Allen's like screaming at Mitchell, like, I think he's open on the roll.
Yeah.
I mean, time was ticking down. Maybe it wouldn't have got there in time, but Mitchell's like, no, I'll keep this. I'm going to get this shot, and sort of like attacked Jamal Murray, who I thought, blocked him too.
Yeah, he turned his back to him and got in his way. That's an easy foul call.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he wasn't playing defense.
No.
Yeah.
And then he was brutal in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Murray, 0 points, 0 of 2 from the field, 1 assist, 1 turnover. He had the foul, but he was also like on the receiving end of a lot of these buckets, just looking like he didn't know where to be defensively.
Yeah.
I thought they were trying some zone stuff and it wasn't working.
I also thought him and Jokic turned down some looks down the stretch too that they usually would take, and like, I don't know, they like why aren't you shooting that? But,
Right.
Yeah.
I think my boy's tired. Jamal Murray is tired. I'm not to give him an excuse, but when David Adelman was saying we need rest for the All-Star game, I think he was basically speaking of Jamal Murray, who has done a lot because of all the injuries around him. So he needs to rest. Although, yeah, Jokic was turning down a lot of shots, it felt like. He took his, but he only had 11 shots in the game. Of course, he got to the free throw line 12 times as well, but it's odd. They're all trying to get things involved, but they were up 11 in the fourth quarter, and their effort, I think, is what killed them in this one. But good for the Cavs. It's the end of a 5-game trip.
Yeah.
To do that.
They could have rolled over and died there easily.
Yeah.
You're right.
And they would have a month ago, or maybe it's 6 weeks ago. feels different right now.
Yep.
See, the second in odds in the Eastern Conference right now on FanDuel, the Cavs are.
Are they
right
really?
behind the Pistons, yep.
Okay. Everybody's jumping on the Harden trade.
Well, I mean, yeah, exactly. They're so newsy. It's no way this one ends. Not this time.
Impossible. He's going to hit game winners in every game 7 moving through.
Man, just wait. He's going to have a 40-point game in one of the first 2 games in the playoffs for the Cavs. I'll order me a Harden #1 Cavs jersey. Nah, I'm lying. I'll never have a Cavs jersey.
I mean, that's
not true.
crazy.
I already have a LeBron one, but still.
Yeah.
It's from a draft we did together, Team LeBron.
You didn't buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never spend my own money unless Harden has 40 in the playoffs. Maybe then.
In a game 7, maybe.
Yeah.
I too have a LeBron jersey. Do we have the same one? It's the black one.
Mine's white.
Oh.
Mine's white.
I have a LeBron jersey too, but I didn't buy it either.
I didn't buy it either.
Yeah.
You covered the NBA long enough.
Yeah.
You're gonna end up with a LeBron jersey. Nobody knows how it gets there.
So we each have one. Have we each not worn it?
I've never worn it.
Same.
Yeah. I have like 8 jerseys I've never worn that we somehow acquired from our NBA TV days. I have a Steph, I have a Kevin Durant, and I have a Draymond Green Warriors jersey. And I am not a big Warriors fan, but I have all 3 of them. I think they're all 3 different types of jerseys too. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, any other thoughts on that one? Fun game.
Jared
Big one
Allen's
for me.
still good.
Yeah, I know.
This guy's awesome. He's gotten 21 for 28 since James Harden came to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Pretty good.
Yeah, he's been important. It will be interesting to see if that stays rolling when Evan Mobley comes back.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's talk about this game here. Bryce Sensabaugh hit a late 3 to lift the Jazz to the 115-111 win, which we say here on the lower third. Whoops. Yeah, the Jazz won, maybe by accident. They beat the Heat, but Utah led 85-82 after 3 quarters in the second consecutive game here. Coach Will Hardy sat Lauri Markkanen, he sat Jaren Jackson Jr., and he sat Yusuf Nurkic, who had a really good game again. I think he had 10 and 16 through 3 quarters. Sat all 3 of those guys in the 4th quarter, and didn't really matter in the end. Utah won it. So everybody chill out with the, oh my God, we have a tanking dilemma here. What are you talking about? They sat their guys and they still won. Hardy's a genius. Thoughts on this one?
Yeah, they know how to circumvent the rules. Smart to sit them down because they wanted to lose. That being said, they go and win this thing. Like you see Lauri Markkanen's minutes. He only played 24 in this game. He averages 34 on the season.
Oh, it's no
goal.
secret. Will Hardy was asked after the game about this. Like, basically, like, any thoughts of putting those guys back in the 4th? Nope. So, I mean, he's not, like, even pretending to try and, like, come up with a fake reason. He's like, no, this is our game plan here. We're going to play them, and then we're going to play our younger guys in the 4th quarter of a game and see what happens. Maybe we win like we did last night against the Heat. Maybe we lose like we did the one prior.
Yeah.
Like Kalshi, they know how to circumvent the rules. We'll get to those a little bit later on. But it's just like last year. I did mention it yesterday when the Raptors were tanking and Jacoby Walter, of all people, hit that one-legged game winner. Woohoo! They won a game. This feels very similar.
Yeah. I thought the Jazz actually played pretty well in the 4th quarter. Ace Bailey looked great. 4 for 5 from the field, 8 points, a couple of assists, won a clutch jump ball as well. But it more so comes down to me, this is just another bad loss for the Miami Heat. They could not keep the ball in front of them throughout the game, and especially in the 4th quarter. 54 points in the paint for Utah last night. They got 7 layups in the 4th quarter, and this is, as we're saying, playing their young guys. Like Ace Bailey was just going around Wiggins nonstop. Davion Mitchell was getting left in the dust by Isaiah Collier. On the other side, the Heat, to me, could not generate good offense at all. It was just Jaquez driving into a crowded lane all the time. Wiggins was hitting some shots, but then started missing there at the end. Miami, since December 1st, 15 and 20, 24th in offense. Their net rating is 0.2. I can't believe this team didn't make a move at the deadline to sort of beef up, because they're really faltering. They had a hot start at the beginning of the season. They've been completely figured out. They had no Powell, no Hero last night, so there's nobody really that should be getting offense from them. Like, they were lucky to have Yakachonis have such a good game. He missed the corner 3 that could have, what was that, to tie? I think it was maybe to tie, or even to take the lead right there at the end. I guess it was to take the lead. They were down by 2. Nonetheless, Bam can't generate offense by himself. Like, he had that sweet drive on Filipowski, put him on the ground and threw it down, but like, he's not a reliable generator out there. So ugly win, or ugly loss, I thought, for the Heat. And yeah, like I've always said, the Jazz have the perfect strategy. I'm on board with what they're doing.
And it didn't help for the Heat that Khalil Ware, who did start this game, fouled out in 14 minutes. He did not play a whole lot.
I am not sold on Khalil
He
Ware.
was gone in a
least.
heartbeat. He actually was playing okay when he was out there, just never out there because he's fouling all the time.
Yeah, and that's been a huge issue for the Miami Heat this entire season, and for Eric Spoelstra specifically, as to the amount of that he trusts Khalil Ware. And watching him the previous game against the Wizards, he had his best game in a while. Played 30 minutes, I do think. He had a really good game. Scored 19 points, 14 boards in the previous game. So I was watching to see if he would be able to overcome what Eric Spoelstra is worried about with this guy, that he just doesn't trust him, and they need his offense, but then he fouls out real quick. So the role has not started for him. He'll have one good game, and then we'll just spiral out of control, really.
And back to Will Hardy and the Jazz. Is this galaxy brain player development that he's doing here? Having his main guys, his starters, his older guys play for whatever, 20 to 25 minutes, and then just give all the young guys opportunities in competitive, generally close games to try and figure out the fourth quarter. Is that next level thinking? Because usually it'd be just sit all the old guys and just let these young guys play, big minutes from the start. But those games maybe get out of hand. They're not even all that close, He's like, no. I want them to learn competitive, tight game situations. So we'll just save all the young guys and play them in the final frame. As for the last couple games here.
I mean, it's kind of the best of both worlds. The young guys do get to play with the vets who will be the nucleus of the team for next season, and then they get to stretch their legs a little bit in the fourth quarter. And in this trade with the Grizzlies, they got a couple of decent role guys. Vince Williams is a decent player. John Conchar is a decent player, so it's happening. It's happening. Maybe the Jazz... the pathway is back up the mountain next season. We'll see. Jaren Jackson Jr. has looked good since showing up. He's looking great.
Look, we did nail that one when obviously he was on the Grizzlies and the whole John Morant, was he going to be traded or was he not going to be traded? And we were like, Jaren Jackson Jr. is just not trying at all in Memphis. He has sort of given up because of that situation on the team and he gets paid a lot of money and has his liabilities. But we were like, if this guy goes to another team, he's going to play better because he is good. And that's exactly what he's done. He doesn't play the fourth quarter, but that's no fault of his own. That's his coach's decision. But he's been awesome. I'm with you, TK. He looks good. Reinvigorated here to be in Utah. Mm-hmm. And they won by accident, I guess. They don't care. I mean, there's too many bad teams here. We had the Bulls Nets going last night.
That was a great game. Real good game.
Yeah.
Colin Sexton giving the middle finger to the rim.
The effort has definitely increased for Jaren Jackson Jr. He can still score better. He was 7 of 19, 2 of 7 from 3. He could shoot it better. He can score it better. But that was the bonus of being alongside Lauri Markkanen and Keontae George, was that he didn't have to be a primary guy like he was in Memphis. And so that going forward is a good thing. Keontae George injured, didn't play in this game. So
yeah, okay.
That's a
good counter, because do you want to pay a guy that can't be a lead guy $50 million per year? Which is what Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to start getting paid here.
Yeah, he's not. He's not a number one offensive guy.
No, you're right.
I mean, we've seen it.
Any other takeaways from last night's games?
Well, we talked about Timberwolves Hawks just briefly, but Ayo Dosunmu has been a Hawks killer the entirety of his Bulls career and was awesome again last night against Atlanta. 21 points, 3 assists, a steal, a block, and a couple of threes for Ayo. He just flies up and down the court. The Timberwolves are middle of the pack in fast break points per game. I think they got up to 25 last night. That's just an easy way for them to juice their offense, which is already pretty good. But the main thing is that the Wolves had just a better sense of focus last night, having lost a few games against some under 500 teams. They took the Hawks seriously, and a great win, or a nice win for them. Yeah.
Jumping over to Lakers Thunder, just to see Jalen Williams back for the Thunder, important stuff. They need him to get going because he hasn't had a great season. He's obviously been injured, so now he's got hopefully 2 months of getting better. And there's some bad shots in this game. I think he missed his first 5. He just didn't look right. But he took 17 shots to try and get himself going. Took the most shots on his team because Shea's out especially. But he shot 13 free throws. Hopefully he can get it going. On the Lakers side, they went teeny tiny in the last 240. Flashed me back to last year against the Timberwolves when JJ Redick said, everybody be able to rebound because we're going small. We're switching everything. That was when they started played LeBron and Rui at the 4-5 essentially because they didn't trust Jackson Hayes. And yesterday it was Rui LeBron at the 4-5, Luke Kennard, you're in there, Austin Reeves and Marcus Smart to finish off this game. I think Pelinka said it recently that we may go teeny tiny to get that switchability going. And JJ Redick was trying the same thing that he did against the Minnesota Timberwolves. So that was just interesting to watch that out there because they were desperate to try and come back. I mean, part of it was they just turned it. I think they had 10 turnovers in the first half, led to 20 points. That's not good basketball. You're not going to win. No. So you're trying some other stuff.
Yeah, it's also funny to see Lakers fans now figure out Luke Kennard because, like, you get this guy at the trade deadline, you see the percentage, you know he's one of the greatest three-point shooters in the history of the game, and so you think he's going to come in, he's going to fire away, baby. He's going to light it up. He's going to open up the floor. You do think that. But as I talked about, like he was with the Hawks even, this guy doesn't shoot enough for being one of the greatest shooters of all time. Like, what did he take? 2 3-point attempts last night in like 25 minutes of action? Like, you got to get through this guy. Like, you got to shoot it, man. And the Hawks did. Quinn Snyder in Atlanta eventually did. He started ramping up his 3-point attempts, but they're going to have to do that, or Redick's going to have to do that, or LeBron's going to have to yell at him or something because he's giving you really nothing else out there. Like, he has to shoot, but he just doesn't for whatever reason. He, like, turns down looks that he should be firing. So it's just funny to see like Lakers fans going, why is this guy shooting? Yeah. It's like, yeah, that's sort of Luke Kennard. He's only taken 6 3-pointers here in his 2 games, which he's played like 50 minutes. It's not enough.
No.
Not enough. No. Otherwise, there's no reason for him to be out
That's
there.
why he's always available. Yeah. I mean, volume is more important than percentages when it comes to being a threatening shooter. And he doesn't take hardly at all.
There's high hopes when he was drafted by those Pistons. And he was kind of running the offense, running pick and rolls. I think it was for Stan Van back then, but he didn't live up to it back then. And then you see those numbers, as you said about Lakers fans, as I did here in Atlanta when they signed him to that 1-year deal. One of the best 3-point shooters ever. Maybe it'll happen, but then the Hawks go get other shooters and they say bye.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? A lot of games on.
Pelicans smoked the Kings.
Oh, the TikTok game.
The TikTok game. Yeah, it happened. Zion's played 29 straight games. Nobody cares. That's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
People say, he doesn't look quite as explosive. Why do you think he's able to play 29 straight games?
Yeah, true.
He's not going the same way he used to. He's playing smarter. Trey Murphy has been on fire. New Orleans has Utah next. That's another big tank game.
Yeah.
Real big tank game. These ones are going to matter in the reverse standings, the tankathon matchups. Also, Sacramento versus Indiana, Tyrese Halliburton game, March 10th. That's an exciting one.
Whoa,
two worst teams in the league.
And the
Let's see
Kings'
how it
losing
happens.
streak is now at 13 straight.
Yeah.
That's incredibly. I don't think they've done that since moving to California. Like we've had, how many bad Kings teams have we seen over the last 20 years of doing this? And they've never been this bad. I think so. I think I saw Ziller say that.
Yeah, it is interesting with the Pelicans. Zion, this is the most consecutive games he's ever played in his career. Period. So that is a mark that's surprising. Although the Pelicans aren't a tankathon team. They're not a tanker.
Well, no.
Well, I mean, it's hard to say. They're a tankathon team because they're terrible, but they don't get their pick.
They don't get their pick.
So they would like to win, but they really can't.
Yeah, they're not trying to lose is what I'm getting at. Because they're playing all their guys. They're playing Zion. DeJounte Murray is coming back, apparently, one day to play within this team.
That is a forgotten guy right now.
Big time.
Moly.
Big time.
But they have lots of, they are playing their good players.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They should have traded. They should have traded online. Because guess what? It doesn't work. What else? Drake Powell, big time frunk on Patrick Williams.
Saw that. Yeah.
And Nolan Traore, 13 points, 13 assists. He showed some flashes. Nets drafted 5 guys, and 4 of them have shown flashes this year, so that's exciting. Also, Scoot Henderson is back. He's played a couple of good games so far. 11 points, 9 assists in his season debut against the Grizzlies on Friday. Sat one out to rest. Then 12 points, 7 assists against Philadelphia last night. He's got 7 turnovers in these 2 games, but at least he looks quick. He's getting into the lane and creating for teammates. So I think a decent start to the season after a long delay for Scoot Henderson.
Another notable return last night. Franz Wagner is back for the Orlando Magic too. He played okay. 14 points, 6 of 10 shooting, 5 assists in a big win over Milwaukee. So he is back with Orlando here too. A lot of guys returning last night.
That was a hard game to watch from the Milwaukee Bucks side, especially because Kevin Porter Jr. tries to put everything through him. And I thought that would be The way Kevin Porter Jr. would grow is because Ryan Rollins would grow beside him, and Kevin Porter Jr. wouldn't have to come down the floor and initiate offense. And that's what was happening in this game. It was bad. It was too much. It was too much Kevin Porter Jr., unfortunately, for them. And that's why they lose. They had won 3 in a row. Although I think the stat was they've won like 16 of their last 19 against the Orlando Magic, which is kind of weird.
Yeah. That's very weird. All right, let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll get into the up-down report, talk Steph, talk Giannis, and a whole lot more. When it comes to betting on your favorite NBA players, nobody does it like FanDuel. From points and rebounds to threes and assists, FanDuel is the best place to build your player prop story. So combine your favorite picks into a same-game parlay or track every stat live all in one easy-to-use app. Whether you're backing a breakout performance or riding with your favorite star, FanDuel gives you more ways to play and more reasons to cheer. And right now, perfect time to join. New customers get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. So bet on the players you love and the way you want to. FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. JD, it's been a while. Let's get into the up-down report.
Prepare your tubes. It's the up-down report.
All right, let's start with Steph, because Steph Curry is going to miss this weekend's All-Star game because of a lingering right knee. Okay, easy, Whittler. Holy moly. Curry will miss this weekend's All-Star game because of a lingering right knee issue. He basically has runner's knee, is what they're saying. So who's going to replace him?
Runner's knee.
Yeah, James Harden is a popular choice. The new Cavaliers guard is averaging 25, 8, and 5 this season and has Trey Kirby believing in him once again.
Let's go.
So I'll ask it this way, up or down on Harden replacing Steph Curry in the All-Star game? Remember, we need an American-born player here as the replacement.
Got to remember that.
Are you up or down on Harden replacing Steph, or do you think it should be someone else, basically?
Yeah, I went through the list. If you're comparing to potential guys, you're saying, but does Michael Porter Jr. deserve to be there because of his numbers? There's that. I would say that's a reasonable argument. Or Austin Reeves, but you can't have 3 Lakers there. That would be crazy. And Austin Reeves has missed a number of games. Harden is closing games now with his new team. I'm totally fine with James Harden being the guy who gets it.
Okay.
Yeah. He deserves it.
You're a thumbs up on Harden replacing him. TK, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's good. Harden as well. He checks 3 boxes for me. He's American, he's a guard, and he's old. That's the same as Steph Curry. So like a pretty easy way to insert him there. I guess Embiid is probably in the mix. Harden's played 15 more games than him, and I guess maybe question mark of which team Embiid would be on. Would he be for the USA or for the world? We know Harden is a USA guy. That's also the reason Markkanen would be out. Another guy I think that probably would have a little bit of a case, but we're going to have 3 MVPs out for this All-Star game already. Giannis, SGA, and now Steph Curry are up to 27 All-Stars. And we still got, 5 days?
I know. Yeah. There's still time for another 1 or 2. Okay, but you think Harden will ultimately be the replacement here, especially because conferences doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that they move from west to east. It matters if he's American, which he is. And also, remember like all the, well, not us, but some people up in arms that Steph Curry was a starter and Anthony Edwards wasn't. He got in. Again, didn't matter. Never mattered at the time because there's 2 American teams. Definitely doesn't matter now because let's just say Ant would slot into that Curry spot. We just get so worked up over these, and then there's always like 3 or 4 more names to be added because of injuries.
That's right.
Yeah, and James Harden playing in front of the fans or the suits, primarily who go to All-Star games,
right?
In the Intuit Dome.
Back to the Intuit Dome.
Yeah, if James Harden was still on the Clippers, then this would be a difficult pick. I do think it would be very different. Not just because he's playing in front of the Intuit Dome, just because you'd have 2 Clippers. Be a little different with a team that's sub 500 to have 2 Clippers. But you get there now. Yeah.
I see the stream team is advocating for one of the Spurs guards, Castle or Fox. I guess Fox probably has a little bit better numbers.
Probably.
Castle feels like more integral to the team. I don't know.
Yeah. And Fox has missed a bunch of time as well.
Yeah, that's true.
But there's a lot of Lakers fans saying, it should be Austin Reeves. Look at his numbers. But he's played almost like 20 games less than some of these guys, 15 to 20 games less.
He's at 27 games.
Pretty significant. I think you guys are right. I think it is going to be James Harden here is ultimately the replacement. Because, yeah, the Embiid thing is, I guess I consume him. I assume he's more of an international player. Maybe not. I mean, Cat's on the international team, the world team. They probably should have maybe never done that. They should have waited on that. And then Lauri Markkanen, when it comes to scoring wise, like when you look at like the big scorers in the league, he averages 27 points per game. But he's international too. So you're looking for a Team USA guy. Yeah. Probably be hard.
And Embiid has played 31 games. Like the exact number of games when he didn't win Rookie of the Year because he played 31 games. That's right. Back then.
Maybe Brandon Ingram could be on this short list too. Maybe.
Yeah.
Potentially. Magic don't have a representative if you care about that. I guess Bane or Paolo, I guess, could make a case, but probably going to be Harden. All right, next one here. On Friday, the day after the NBA trade deadline, Giannis announced that he had become a shareholder with Kalshi, one of the most popular prediction markets. Prediction markets, if you're unfamiliar, are sites where you can gamble on basically anything. Presidential elections, the weather,
oil futures,
whether someone like Giannis can be traded or will be traded. So following his shareholder announcement, some fans expressed concern, quite a bit of concern that he could be violating the NBA's gambling policy. Kalshi said he's just a partner with the company on marketing and live events, and he can't bet and all this, but still, it's a little weird, potentially a little icky. Are you up or down on Giannis investing in Kalshi?
I mean, down. It just feels like a massive conflict of interest to have one of the biggest things going on Kalshi being, will Giannis stay or go from the Milwaukee Bucks? $23 million was, I don't even know if they call it betting on this.
Yeah, right.
Predicted on this, $23 million. And then like as soon as he's done dropping hints that maybe I should go, maybe I should stay, it comes out that he is an investor in the company. Very weird, especially knowing that this summer, it's going to be the exact same market.
Right.
The lack of regulation, I think, is concerning as well. That just felt pretty weird to see that come down.
Absolutely. It's a down for me. It feels like insider trading, but it is sports gambling. Even though there are bets for other things, 90% of the money wagered on Kalshi is for sports. And so that's you keep on looking at all these numbers, even though you could bet on absolutely anything, as you said. The weather, the press secretary, and how long her daily briefing is going to be, over 65 minutes. You can bet on anything, but it's sports. This is a sports site. There's no doubt. But is it gambling? I mean, well, sports betting on a licensed sports book, that's gambling. But sports betting on a prediction market, not gambling. It's odd, but it is a wager between two people. It is more like the stock market, because each bet is a contract between two people. You're not betting against or not getting part of it taken from, whether it's the DraftKings or the FanDuels. It's different. It is a contract between two people, and so that part is different. But there has to be more regulation, and it seemed that way. I mean, the thing that controls Kalshi is the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. It's a U.S. government agency. And they basically said at the beginning that it was going to be up to the states and what they were going to do. But now, because of the dollars going into it, they're just trying to circumvent all the rules, that this isn't sports gambling.
Right.
But again, 90% of the bets are for sports gambling.
Yeah.
Or they're not bets, as you said, Trey. They're wagers.
Whatever they
they're
are.
Fucking bets. Like,
Whatever they call
I know.
Yeah, there is. They are. But
yes, they are. That's exactly what they are.
It is, but it is between two people. It always,
so
But the percentages, and it's weighed for one person or the other. Like you can bet on something, and you
will Tasmelis be in the Classic Factory by 10:10 on Wednesday?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Will Michael Porter Jr.
that.
wear a white sweater tonight? And that's the problem with the insider trading,
right.
is that, he might wear a white sweater.
Right.
And somehow you know about that. Somebody walked into the locker room and saw that it's hanging there.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, again, Kalshi and Giannis and whatever, they say he is forbidden from participating in the prediction markets. They are saying that. But here's the problem. It's like perception trumps reality here. So it's like, it's almost impossible now for a lot of fans to think about Giannis and his future with Milwaukee without thinking of the Kalshi stock front of mind. It is. Yep. And that's the other part to me. It's like, okay, LeBron is an ambassador with DraftKings. I think Kevin Durant does work with FanDuel, who also, by the way, full disclosure, is a sponsor here of our podcast. So it's like Giannis could have been investing money in this prediction market, but it's a private company. Like, they didn't need to tell us this.
No.
And they sure as hell didn't need to tell us the way they did a day after the deadline with Giannis saying the internet is full of opinions. I decided it was time to make some of my own. Like, just that as a PR move is like, read the room, guys. Holy crap. Like, people have already soured on Giannis for the wishy-washy will he or won't he be traded. Now, in his defense, he was sort of always saying, I'm staying for the most part in Milwaukee this season, and something we've been saying. But like, just don't drop this news at all, period, and invest and make all your money. And if you're going to announce it, I sure as hell wouldn't do it the day after the trade deadline after you stay there and drop the Wolf of Wall Street gift. I just thought that in and of itself is fascinating to me. Baffling decision. Because Giannis has gone from what I think most people would agree, like one of the most likable superstars, maybe going back a couple of years, to like, it has soured quite a bit on him. And that happens in all sports with all athletes. When you're at that level, you know, you sort of go through ebbs and flows. But it has not been a good run here, I'd say, for Giannis's sort of brand. And
it hasn't.
Right?
Not at all.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And why didn't they let me know? I was the one who's advocating for this guy to be with the team for the entire season, but I wasn't aware of this Kalshi wager. Honestly, I wasn't part of the prediction markets, which every company is getting into.
Yeah, that's true.
FanDuel also has their own new prediction market, and everybody is trying to be a part of this circumvention of what sports gambling is.
Right. Because it's legal across all 50 states right now.
Yes.
How long will that
until
last?
There's got to be some regulation. But yes. What was also, Giannis also said Kalshi is everything, right?
I guess so.
It is the Arabic word for everything. And that's why.
Oh, okay.
I think that was
I didn't know that either.
That's why it was all intertwined.
I thought Kalshi was a granola bar or something like that. Oh, that's Kashi. What is it?
Yeah.
Kashi. Yeah. Do you eat that? Hold on, let me.
Do they have granola bars?
I don't know. Is it cereal? What is it? Grains?
Lots
Grains
of
in a boxer bag. You want to call it cereal or you want to call it granola? I don't know.
I love, yes.
Oh, you do?
If you're into protein, it's one of those like protein in our cereal type of things. Yeah, the peanut butter one. I'm with it.
The internet is full of protein. All right, well, let's hear your thoughts on the Giannis-Kalshi thing here. I know we didn't get to it on yesterday's podcast, but we want to make sure we did. I thought it might be in running for worst of the week, and maybe it still is. Maybe there'll be more on this. And this is something I assume Adam Silver is going to be asked about at All-Star Weekend as well, so you can add it to the list. Tanking, what are you doing, if anything, to try and fix that? And then probably this, like the idea of like, should you be banning any participation?
Yes, you
from
should.
These players in these prediction markets?
Yes, you should. Yeah. And I said, I made a joke that I would bet on it, but I wouldn't bet on it. I wouldn't. Just because it doesn't feel right.
Yeah, well, with all of this, like you said, there's insider trading because somebody knows the answer to all of these.
Yeah. And people
so
at
it
home.
can be relayed.
Yeah, people at home feel odd about the whole thing. You know, gambling in general.
Yeah. This is like next level. Yeah, the idea of betting on everything. It does feel a little gross. All right, next one here. I slipped this into yesterday's pod. I was teasing you a little bit, but let's give it a second here to breathe. On Sunday, free agent guard Cam Thomas agreed to a deal with the Milwaukee Bucks. Thomas was waived by the Nets after the trade deadline last Thursday after signing a 1-year, call it $6 million qualifying offer over the summer. He averaged like 15, 16 points per game for the Nets, but he missed a lot of games there. He had that left hamstring strain. So up or down, Taff, start with you. Bucks signing free agent guard Cam Thomas, who did play last night too.
I'm down on it. I think they have another guy in Kevin Porter Jr. who is essentially the same guy. I mean, everything should go through Kevin Porter Jr. because they need. Hold on. Let me scale that back. Not everything should go through Kevin Porter Jr. He's in an ideal situation. He is more of a secondary creator. Ryan Rollins should be bringing up that ball or going through Giannis and when he is healthy. And then here comes Kevin Porter Jr. He's more of a 6-man, but now you've got 2 6-men, and so it doesn't suit them. It's not an ideal offense, so it's not right. You got Giannis on the bench wearing a Michael Jordan shirt. Would Michael Jordan want 2 Kevin Porter Jr.'s on his team? No.
Never really thought about
Never
that.
thought about it.
An NBA player like an former MVP wearing a Michael Jordan on the sweater. We don't see that.
Hey, Tarico, ask MJ that next time you sit down in his house with him. You want 2 Kevin Porter Jr.'s on your team?
No, MJ doesn't want a traditional point guard on his roster. He doesn't need one, and he doesn't want a guy that he wants the ball running through him the entire time, and that's.
Running the triangle, baby. Don't worry.
Yeah, and that's the issue. Again, watching the Bucks against the Magic yesterday was too much going through Kevin Porter Jr. There was just it's snowballing, and Cam Thomas did come and play, and they tried to play him in a different way. That's for sure, off the bench, which didn't work in this particular game, and I don't think will, because that's not who Cam Thomas is.
So you're down on this.
Yeah. Even though they need scores, but still, it's too much of the same thing.
Yeah. The Bucks are desperate to get any sort of talent in, which is why they're taking a chance on Cam Thomas. But for me, up or down depends on the goal, because if the goal is to win games, then I'm down. But if the goal is to get better draft odds, then I'm up. This is the perfect guy to get. He's a box score player. He's not really a basketball player or a teammate in any sort of way. He just wants to go out there and score 20 points per game and take as many shots as possible. Kevin Porter Jr. is a better player again than Cam Thomas by far. The Nets have been worse with him on the court every season, except for last year when they were even with him on the court in 25 games. So I don't see much needle moving at all getting Cam Thomas here.
Yeah, he's the definition of an old school volume scorer who puts up points but doesn't do it the most efficiently. He was shooting under 40% from the floor this season, 32 from 3. And like his shot diet too, like this guy, he's not getting to the rim a lot. There's a lot of mid-range jumpers here. I think 50% of his shots are like mid-range jumpers. So yeah, they need offense. You're right, Tess. That's the thinking behind signing him to this very cheap deal, of course. And they opened up that spot because they waived Nigel Hayes-Davis.
They did immediately
after the trade with the Suns.
Just like that. Huh?
Yeah, I know.
Nigel playing abroad for so long, then coming back this season and not getting a lot of time. Euro League MVP last year, right?
Was he?
He was, yeah. And so Phoenix took a chance on him. But anyway, the Milwaukee Bucks, they tried to use Cam Thomas in a different way again yesterday. Like Doc Rivers was trying to get him off the ball and trying to get him moving the ball. But what I was flashing back to seeing Kevin Porter Jr. out there, seeing Cam Thomas there, was what the Charlotte Hornets were before they got good earlier this season, where guys were just trying to look too much for their own, like LaMelo Ball especially, trying to look too much for his own shot. Then they became a much better team when LaMelo decided, I don't got to shoot all the time. And Cam Thomas, I don't know, is not excelling in that this season.
Yeah.
And his shots are not excelling this season, as you said, with the percentages there. So it ain't going to go well. It doesn't feel like on that Milwaukee Bucks team. That's not him.
Final one. According to Mark Stein, multiple teams contacted the Clippers about Kawhi Leonard during the final hour before last Thursday's NBA trade deadline. The inquiries arrived after news spread league-wide that LA was sending Ivica Zubac to the Pacers. Previously in the week, they had traded Harden to the Cavs. So everybody's suddenly going, whoa, is Kawhi available? So everybody's calling the Clippers right before the deadline. They keep him. So I want to know, up or down, Trey, on the Clippers keeping Kawhi Leonard at that deadline last week.
I'm up. There's no way the offers for Kawhi Leonard are worth what Kawhi Leonard is to the Clippers. He's been, Zach Lowe was making the case he's been the best player in the league since he came back from injury, and he's been awesome. Clippers are still winning since trading Harden away. I think they're 2-1, and maybe you can call it 2-0 once they actually got their guys there. But Kawhi has a $50 million deal for next season. Whoever else would have theoretically traded for him would then have to extend him, and good luck convincing another team to sign Kawhi Leonard at 35 years old to another extension. So they're probably getting offered a bag of beans, and in which that case, it's better to keep Kawhi, because look, you can talk yourself into, we found something here with Yannick Conan Niederhauser. He's looked pretty solid since Zubac got traded away. The Pacers came to the Clippers with an awesome sell high offer on Zubac, who's going to be turning 30 in not too long. So they take that deal. They make a win now move to get Darius Garland while also getting 10 years younger. Kawhi looks healthy right now. How long will it last? Nobody knows, but there's no chance that the offers they were getting at the trade deadline are enticing enough to trade away the idea of Kawhi. Because if he has another good season next year, trade him next year. Right?
Right.
Have another team take a chance on him. So I think this is smart GMing by the Clippers.
I agree. I'm up on it. It's been a tumultuous season for the Los Angeles Clippers and their fans, and this is one thing you can look at when Kawhi decided, "Hey, this is on my team. This is my team. I'm putting it on I'm putting it on my back." That's been such a bonus for this team. Just this is their season. I mean, he has been so good. And yeah, I do not think that he would warrant draft picks in return, which they may have to give some draft picks up when the whole aspiration investigation is done, and maybe they'll be looking for those in return for Kawhi Leonard at some point next season. But at this point, I don't think they're coming back. I think the ideal thing would be to go into this play-in where they are currently and try and get into the playoffs, because you can talk yourself into that with Kawhi Leonard leading your team the way he is.
I would have loved to have known what people were offering Kawhi. For Kawhi, excuse me, at the deadline when they were panicking and saying, hey, are you trading Kawhi?
Yeah,
and maybe they shut it down right away and they're like, no, we're not. You know, obviously we want to try and keep rolling here with this record we've put together over the last little bit, maybe get into the play-in or even somehow make our way into the playoffs. But like, Pistons are awesome, but holy crap, when I watch the Pistons, I'm like, man, imagine you could add Kawhi to this team. Like then you're like, put them through to the final. I'm convinced then. But like, how many picks would that take? Obviously, Tobias Harris contract, who they do love too, and actually played well last night against the Hornets.
And
so
will he be healthy?
They probably didn't offer a ton.
Yeah, will he be healthy? Like, how much are they going to offer for somebody that it's not certain that he's going to be healthy?
Yeah,
Or that
but
he
maybe
would want to stay there.
Yeah, and maybe trade like even maybe the Pistons come up short here in the postseason, whatever in a second round or something like that. There's still an opportunity to trade for Kawhi, even if it is a rental. And you're like, yeah, well, we've seen it work before with Toronto. Why not us?
Why not us?
Give them a go.
All right, Clippers are 5 games clear of the Grizzlies for the 11th seed, so they're in the play-in tournament. Memphis not trying to win at this point, but they're only 3 games out of the 8th seed, which is the Golden State Warriors, who obviously don't have Jimmy Butler, don't have Steph Curry right now, didn't make a move at the deadline. That should be the goal for the Clippers, to get to number 8, because then you get 2 chances to get into the playoffs. And I mean, if they get the 7th seed and they're playing as well as they have, going against a Spurs team that's never been in the playoffs, I think a lot of people would be taking the 7th seed Clippers in an upset pick over the Spurs were that to happen.
Wow.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I guess it would depend on if Garland is around, but I mean, Kawhi's dominating right now.
He's dominating.
He looks like Jordan/Kobe put together.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and in that 7-game series that they had against the Denver Nuggets last year, Kawhi was absolutely cooking. I thought the way they were able to steal game 2, I thought this was their series. I thought they were going to win that series. That was the Kawhi game where he dropped 39, was 15 of 19 in that game. It looked like he was coming. Then they lose in 7 games. But it was a good series. Yeah, they could be picked against a San Antonio Spurs team. You're not going to pick
I
them,
will not be.
Skeets.
No. I don't think they're going to get that high too, and I feel like pretty confident the Spurs will probably be remaining around the 2nd seed. So you're right; they'd have to get to the 7th seed and win that through the play-in. I don't think that's likely, but you're right. People will talk themselves into it. If he plays at this level and continues to, he is just like one of those few guys in the league that completely changes a playoff series. We've seen it time and time again with him, Kawhi, when he's at that level. So yeah. Those are the up-down report. Thanks for playing, guys. Thanks for using your thumbs. Appreciate it. Like your beef stew after a fight. Nobody did that. You should have done that.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Whoa-boy of the night. Fantasy line of the night. This one's sponsored by Ari Klein. If you search AK Vintage Store on eBay, you're going to see AK Store. It's going to come up here. I went and checked it out. Checked out the vintage clothing. Did you? Yeah. A lot of items in there.
A lot of items.
Some good ones. Some
nice
sports.
Carhartt jackets.
I know, I saw that.
I was eyeing those Carhartt jackets. Like, these are competitive prices. These are good vintage prices. You want a Miles Simon Arizona jersey? Check out AK Vintage Store on eBay.
Wait, I thought our friend Ken was the only person to have that jersey.
Could it be him?
Doesn't Ken have that jersey?
He does have an Arizona jersey.
It was in Arizona.
I don't remember which player it is.
I think it's Simon.
Who would the other guard be? It was
they had Bibby.
No, it was
Mike
not.
Dickerson.
No,
they had
it's Simon.
AJ Bramlett.
Yeah, it was Simon.
It is because it was a weird one. We were like, yeah, and he wore it all the time.
It's a cool jersey.
Yeah.
Okay.
They also got a great patchwork corduroy shirt that Skeets I think you should get.
Damn.
Yeah, it would fit you. It looks nice. Yeah.
Hey, AK Vintage Store, hook us up with some eBay discounts.
AKthreads.com.
Patchwork corduroy.
All right, our woe boy. I was torn between Donovan Mitchell, a couple other guys, but I'm going to go Denny Avdia. He scored 26 points. He chipped in 10 boards. He had 8 assists in a win over Philly. He went 8 of 16 from the floor, 8 of 10 at the charity stripe, had 2 steals, blocked a shot. He only played 27 minutes because the Blazers took care of business here. So good game from Turbo. Saw they gave him a big glass ball for his All-Star nod. I think that's what it was. Pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is that Victor Solomon, you think?
No, it was too nice looking
No.
to be Victor Solomon.
At least he will be playing in the game. We know that because he was out for 4 straight games before this game, and he came back. He's ready to play. He's not going to sit.
He's going to have the ball in his hands a lot, as we talked about. Him, Luka. I mean, Jokic, if he tries, will be obviously running point through him, but who knows?
Yeah, the
with him.
world needs some guards.
I need some guards. I need Jamal Murray, too. Pick 'em tonight, Tass. I got another win. Yeah, had the Cavs. I needed those Donovan Mitchell free throws. I needed both of them. I was terrified he was going to hit the first one and miss the second one on purpose. 0.9 left.
Yeah.
I mean, you miss it. If you miss it right and then you just tip it, the game's over. But he knocked it down and gave Jokic a chance.
Yes.
That thing was straight as an arrow, just didn't have enough distance on it.
Had a good
Hit
look.
the 3, yeah. But anyway, I got the win. I needed it.
Tonight's game, Dallas at Phoenix. Phoenix favored by 7.5 points. You guys both said, yeah, they're taking care of that. They're going to win by 8 or more because they've been struggling a little bit. Maybe this is a redemption game. With you guys picking those, I had no choice but to take the Dallas Mavericks because we are incapable of having the same logo on that graphic. So that's fine. That's fine with me. I'll ride with 7 points.
Yeah, I was just checking.
big
You are
line.
right. Phoenix has lost their last 2 games. Both close. They lost to the Sixers and they lost to the Warriors in a really close one. So bounce back performance here, hopefully.
Mavs have lost 7 straight. But
Has it really?
yeah,
Wow.
their last 3 games have been, on the verge of blowouts, I would say. But prior to that, they were playing every game really, really closely.
Have you guys seen the report from the respected Mark Stein that said Mark Cuban is potentially getting a group of bidders together to buy the Dallas Mavericks back?
I did see such news.
Unbelievable to see that. Because number one, I trust Mark Stein's reporting. Number 2, it seems bonkers. Like Mark Cuban wanted to get out of the game, and now he seems to be wanting to get back in. That being said, because Mark Cuban owns a chunk of the team still, like he hasn't sold his stake entirely. I mean, maybe it's really not all on him. It's basically the other people who are getting, or he's getting to invest around
Yeah,
him.
Cuban still has 27% share, I guess, of the Mavericks. Stein did say in the same report that Patrick Dumont, who, does have the team, pushed back on the idea of Cuban buying them back.
He will, Patrick, do not
No.
sell that.
Yeah.
Boo. Yeah. It just seems odd. I mean, it's like 2.5 years ago that he sold.
Yeah.
Now he wants back in. He
My
just
favorite
doesn't like the
working
ownership.
theory with all of it is Patrick Dumont and them, because remember they wanted to push through some sort of like legalized gambling there to basically have the casino / arena and all that. Like
Right.
that's sort of like the grand vision of it all.
Yep.
And that's seeming to run into a wall, and they're like, all right, let's get out of here. Maybe we'll get Vegas. That'll be easier when we go get the Vegas team and we can do all that stuff. But yeah, I guess Stein is saying this is probably unlikely.
Yeah. Why would you sell the team back?
I know.
You got Cooper Flag. Why would you do that?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing it up, though. We'll keep our eye on it.
We will, yeah.
Yeah. Are you a subscriber to the Stein line?
Of course.
Okay, good.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. You do it for Fisher's mustache?
For Fisher's mustache,
The People's Insider.
Jake, is it a mustache or is it a handlebar?
Oh, I mean, I call a handlebar a mustache.
Like he shaves shaves the chin within the bars.
Sure, man.
He's got a great look. I
Yeah.
love his look.
I love his look. The most
I
respected
do,
look.
man. He looks like a vintage sports reporter to me. And I think it's cool.
Like, I'd like to see him in a fedora with like a playing card stuck in the
Big
little
time.
brim.
I would love to see him with
Take it to
that.
the next level, Fisher. Okay, we'll call it there. Trey and I have the Suns. Got to win by 8 or more. Tass has the Mavericks with a bunch of points to play with. We'll have something fun in store tomorrow. There's only 4 games on tonight. One of them being that Mavs-Suns game. But we're thinking, there's been a lot of talk here recently about expansion, how it's probably coming. Likely going to be the Sonics and some Las Vegas team. there will be an expansion draft at some point when we get these teams. So we could have some fun on tomorrow's show where we could actually draft said teams. Now, like, in reality, this wouldn't be happening for years from now, but we could look at the rosters. You get to protect 8 guys on each roster, and we could, like, have a mock draft for expansion teams. I think that could be pretty fun.
Absolutely.
Got to stay within, like, the salary cap rules and all that, I believe, too. So, yeah, we might do that with, is it Spotrak's help?
That's right.
Yeah.
Spot track.
Oh, God. Spot track.
I'm with you. It's messed up.
I know
It
it's
is
something.
spot track.
Yeah.
Spot track, not Spo track.
Spot track.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Well, hey, look, you're right.
I know. Listen.
Hey, you're right.
When Keith Smith says something, I listen. Because everybody asks him, how do you pronounce that thing? Because I want to say sport rack.
Wow, you want to throw an R in there. Yeah.
It is confusing because you can't use the sports pronunciation at all. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's spot track. It's definitely not that. But spot is there, I guess. I don't know. Do you guys remember who the best player drafted in the last expansion draft was? 2004.
2004.
2004, one man. Did this man become an all-star for the team that expansion drafted him? I do believe he did.
Did he really?
Gerald Wallace?
You got it, buddy.
Nice.
Yeah.
He
You
was
got
an
it.
all-star? Did he get there?
He
got
did.
there.
He did. Yep. 2010.
That's a pretty good player.
That's a good guy to get.
Yeah.
That's a good guy to get.
All right, so we'll have some fun tomorrow doing that. Maybe talk about these games. And hey, get your questions in. No Dunks Inc. at gmail.com.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, I
That's
caught-
right.
Caught
That's right.
myself there.
Way to
Like that
pause.
dramatic pause. Yeah, for sure. No Dunks Inc. at gmail.com if you got questions. We'll hit the beach at some point soon. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, if you're Googling Jake Fisher to see his handlebar mustache that we just spoke about, Fisher has that random C in it. Since we're talking spelling.
Great point.
It's Fisher. Fisher. It's Fisher.
Yeah.
Jake Fisher.
You just got to think about
Fisker.
legendary share. Fisker. Yeah, Fisker. That car brand. I always get weirded out by that. You see that?
Which one?
It's an electric car.
Fisker?
It's Fisker.
Yeah,
Fisker.
They're like
Not familiar with Fisker.
You've seen like a super shiny silver car, like looks like it's made of metal,
Okay.
more so than other cars. You've seen it. I think Justin Bieber drives one. I saw
Okay.
one at a discount tire once. It was weird. I was like,
They're
you
different.
should go to a luxury tire, not discount tire. That's where I take a Toyota Highlander.
Do you like the look of this car or no?
Yes.
Oh,
but I
okay.
think they're
Oh,
they're
that
bad
car. Okay,
for
I'm looking at Tassa's screen here.
upkeep.
Yeah. Bad for upkeep.
Yeah, I think so.
Bieber drives a fancy one.
I'm just a guy that knows that Justin Bieber has a Fisker. Just something I'll always remember.
Fisker.
Blinged out.
Carlton Fisker. Race
Right.
today, people. Right?